Some of them were fired, others demoted, but all have been a source of embarrassment for the Navy. We're talking about individuals chosen for leadership and later found guilty of misconduct or failure to uphold the standards set by the Navy. 10 on your side's Art Kahn looks at what has become an increasing problem for the service and joins us now with a special report. Art?
Yes, Stephanie, I talked exclusively with Admiral John Harvey, the commanding officer of U.S. Fleet Forces Command, and the former skipper of the USS Cole, Commander Kirk Lippold, and asked them why so many of the Navy's leaders are sinking. Command changes are a time-honored tradition, but there is little honor in some of the most recent changes in the Navy's leadership. Officers and senior enlisted personnel are being fired from the Navy at a rate that has almost doubled in the last 10 years. This is a list of the officers and senior enlisted personnel fired in 2011. Included are the names of 22 officers relieved of their command for conduct or character flaws. The second highest number of officers to be fired, the most, 26, was in 2003. To date, there has already been 12 COs fired this year.
This is a serious problem. This gets at the heart of our Navy. This gets at the heart of who we are, what we're about, what we believe in.
It gets worse. Along with the 22 commanding officers fired last year, there were 5 executive officers fired and 12 senior enlisted personnel fired. To date, there have been almost half as many XOs fired as last year and 11 senior enlisted in the first 7 months of this year, putting the Navy on track to equal or exceed the number of firings that took place last year.
There is clearly a breakdown that the American people need an explanation for and deserve it, because we've invested a lot of money. Why is that money now being suddenly wasted based on dumb decisions by people being held accountable at the lowest possible level?
I think there's been accountability for that kind of behavior in more senior people. You just don't see it.
On the list of commanding officers fired over the last 2 years, you will only see the name of one admiral. Rear Admiral Ron Horton, removed from command of Logistics Group Western Pacific for failing to put a stop to the infamous XO movie night while he was captain of the USS Enterprise.
Where is the leadership being exhibited by the flag officers? They're the ones that selected all these commanding officers to be in these positions.
The board that selected, that sits on the board is a random group of flag officers. They are bound, honor-bound, sworn to go by what's in the record.
Admiral Harvey says there was nothing in the record about the videos being made during Captain Horton's command tour on Enterprise. But the former skipper of the USS Cole, retired Commander Kirk Lippold, points to a bigger problem with leadership in the Navy today.
I find it difficult to believe that the number of commanding officers that we see being fired for behavioral issues, that this is a one-time isolated incident.
It's hard to believe that somebody who does something like that there hasn't been some indication somewhere along the way.
You're exactly right. I think we have not applied the standard equally and stringently in the past, and people have felt they had the leeway, perhaps, to find someone who made this mistake, but they had other qualities, and so they were passed through.
Now, Admiral Harvey says the Navy is working to resolve this issue with leadership by bringing back what they call the 360-degree review process. Now, this process uses feedback from sailors about officers they have served under before these officers are promoted to command. Art Kahn, 10 on your side.